Okay. Okay, here we go. We are finally live over here. Let me check if you can see me. Anybody is there? Okay, finally. Okay, fine. We are live, guys. So, good evening, everyone. And first of all, Happy New Year to all of you, whoever is there. And today, as we can see, our today's topic of the stream is improving chess calculation, right? So for that thing we will be solving lots of puzzles today. Okay, and we'll be solving puzzles in puzzle trick. So I'll be explaining some of the puzzles over here, what to play, what not to play, and we'll solve it together. That's how we will improve, and we'll discuss like how we can solve these things or this kind of puzzles more easily. Okay, Abhishek is here. Hello Abhishek, good to see you here. And guys, stream को like करना मत भूलना. Okay, just let me know. I hope that everything is good and you can hear my voice and everything. So we will go a little bit quickly, okay, to the further things. So let's see, our first puzzle is over here, and okay, he is giving us a check, and there is some attack over here. The queen is there, the bishop is there. Whenever the queen and the bishop are in the same line, we call it like it's a battery. So first of all, I think we need to capture. See, whenever you are solving any puzzles, always think about the checks, captures and threats. So maybe I think this is the capture is the most important thing. Now this was the check was important, so he is stopping that thing. We can capture this also, and there we go. We have solved our first puzzle over here, guys, and that was kind of interesting, right? Yes. Okay, Sharve is also here. SR Tiwari is here. Okay, hello. Good evening, guys. Good evening. Good to have you, all of you here. Okay. So we'll continue now. You can also suggest me the answers and everything, and I will continue talking about this thing. So again, check, capture, threat. These are the three things which you should always remember, and we should focus on those things while solving the calculation. And one more thing I would like to tell you, that whenever you are solving any puzzle or doing something, try to solve it without moving the pieces. That's very important. Okay, because if you move your pieces, then it's not that cool. Rook f6. Yes, SR Tiwari is right. We need to give a check here. The king is under attack. The bishop will also under attack, and the bishop on e6 will be hanging. This is also one of the important things which you should know, that hanging pieces means unsupported pieces which are not having any backup, you can say, from behind. Those pieces are like the unsupported pieces or the hanging pieces, you can say. And here obviously the tactic is there. This check will be giving and the queen will be gone in that case. Very good, guys. Okay, Sarve is also here. Okay, chalo, we'll give this check. This one is very easy. We'll try to solve as many puzzles as we can. That's our target. The knight is here. If you think about the checks, captures and threat, definitely in this position we have this check, and the king is not going anywhere because the knight is well protected by the pawn. The king is not having any squares. It should be a check and mate. Yes, it should be a check and mate in that case. Guys, don't forget to like the stream if you are new here, because that will help us to grow also. So don't forget about it. Okay, and if you are new here, then definitely you can subscribe to the channel. Okay. So let's go for this thing. We will give one check, and it's a winning position. Fine. Now the queen is there, which is controlling this square from the king. Okay, and this rook is actually attacking this pawn, followed by there will be a check. The rook can come in between, but we can always capture the rook, and the king will be completely stuck out there. Maybe he will play queen to h3, then again we will be queen up. In that case, we'll just capture the queen. So this one also looks very easy. Always start with the check, capture and threat. So here we are with the check. Okay, and okay, fine. Okay, we are getting the queen. That's quite cool. Okay, the knight forks. Knight forks are very important concept whenever it comes to the tactical patterns, guys. Knight fork means what? Like when the knight is there and it attacks two or more pieces at the same time. That is called as the knight fork. Usually fork means attacking two things at the same time, or maybe more also. So the knight fork happens, and it's one of the most trickiest piece on the board, knight. We'll give this check, and okay, we'll pick up the rook over here. That was kind of easy. Again, a knight fork is there. The knight will be jumping over this square and there will be a check, and it should be winning for us, right? मेरे टी शर्ट पे क्या लिखा है? Well, Jagat Bhari, it's written in Marathi. Actually, it's written in Marathi. It's called as Jagat Bhari, means Bhari means awesome kind of a thing, and Jug means the word, means something which is awesome in the word, means best in the word, you can say. Jagat Bhari. That's the meaning here. Yes, knight f4 check, and the bishop, we can just pick up the bishop over here in this position. So we'll go for this and we'll capture over here. Again, there is a check. The queen is here. The rook will be giving the check, and in that case we can give another check. The pawn must be pushed forward and we can give a check, and the king will be checkmated in that case. So I hope that you are getting all these puzzles very easily, because whenever the back rank checkmate, this kind of problems are there, you should pay attention that there should not be any defenders. And in this position, definitely there is no defender from the white side, because these pieces are busy in this position in other part of the world, you can say. We can give this check, another check, and we will capture this pawn, and it is going to be a check and mate, because there is no one which can stop this thing. Cool. Fine. So we'll go a little bit further now. So what to do here? The king has been played here. Our pawn is almost ready to queen in this position. This pawn is also there. So I think this is a clear-cut case of passed pawn. So it is said that I have even made one video recently about the passed pawn, and in that video I talked about Bobby Fischer, the world chess champion, who was very famous in past, who won the world chess championship match in the year of 1972 against Boris Spassky. And we looked at one of his games. Guys, if you have not seen that video, then I would tell that do check out that video, which was related to the passed pawn, what to do and what not to do when you have a passed pawn. Okay, so here obviously whenever you have a passed pawn, you should start pushing it. So this pawn should be pushed, and the king is not able to stop this pawn. Yes, Mehul Chess Club, hello. Good to have you here. So we'll give with this check, and okay, another check. We'll just go forward, and we will go again a little bit forward, and the pawn is queening. That's how. Okay, this check is there. The king is under attack, and okay, we need to safeguard against everything. That's the only way, because again this square is there, like this pawn is there, which is about to queen, you can say. This is a clear example of passed pawn once again. Yes, push the pawn. Pushing the pawn is a very important thing, and we should always try to do that thing, right? So we'll go a little bit further now. Okay, Ashwin is saying like, hello sir, I am back, but sir, need to go because reading not finished tomorrow maths exam. Okay, all the best for your exam, Ashwin. I hope that you will do good. Well, you are going to do calculation only, and our today's stream is all about calculation. But thanks for being there, guys, and do like the stream if you are new here, and even if you are leaving, then also just send a hi or something like that and then leave. Okay, thanks very much. I'll go here. There will not be any check, and the pawn is just going to queen. Again, a clear-cut example of okay, this one looks very interesting to me. The rook has been played in between. There was a check. This rook is there, and okay, our bishop is also indirectly attacking on the rook on h7. So if we move this rook, the bishop will attack the rook, and the queen is already attacking the rook. So here it's quite evident that we need to move the rook on g6 to a square which will benefit us. And the best square I think that this rook can go is this one. Rook g8 check will be one of the good ideas. King will capture, then queen will capture on h7, and it should be a check and mate. Even if the rook captures, then also we capture the rook on h7, and it's going to be a check and mate. So we'll just simply play this move and check and mate. Cool. Yes, Ashwin, good to see you, and all the best. Dhairya is saying rook g8 queen h7. Exactly. Dhairya, you were right about that thing. Exactly. Okay, we have a new puzzle over here, and this time again a little bit back rank checkmate problem seems to be there, because queen is protecting against everything. And I think this check will be given. This will come, rook will come between, and we can give all the checks. whenever this rook is moving, if after rook to c8, if the rook moves, then we have this queen into b2, and it's a check and mate because bishop is also attacking on this pawn. So I think we should just go for this check, and again a check, and it's mate by multiple ways. Like we can give this checkmate, we can give this checkmate. It's just our choice. So this time I will check, give the check with the queen, and it's a winning position. Okay, Abhishek is asking me a question. I'm not able to push my rating about 1215 rapid. What should I do now? Well, I think like you need to go for solving lots of tactics, because usually it is means I observe this thing with my students also, that when they improve on their calculation, then their overall play also increases, because most of the times you are making tactical mistakes. They are either in the opening phase or in the middle game. You are making so many tactical mistakes. So if you reduce the tactical mistakes, then obviously your results will also improve drastically. Okay, that's what I will give you the advice if you are asking me. And one more thing I would like to say, that try to go a little bit slowly and try to calculate a little bit slowly, because I'm not saying like slower the better, because means you don't need to think about the position for 10 minutes or something. Slower means what? It's kind of this thing like you are rushing on a road or something like that. But just by being just want to be fast, it doesn't mean that you will miss out the turns, right? So in while calculating also, there are some branches or variations which you should not miss. Okay, these puzzles which we are solving, they have only one solution, but when we are playing the game, there are different possibilities are there in the game. So in such situations, you need to go a little bit slowly, stick to one variation, calculate that variation properly, and then only jump to the different variation if it's not working. But while playing the game, I know this thing, and I have even experienced this thing, that we keep on jumping from one variation to the another, and that's what is not good. Okay. Yeah. So here, yes, so Abhishek, keep improving, that's what I will say. And Prince is saying hello Atul bhai. Yes Prince. Rakesh, I'm here. Okay, Rakesh is here. Good to see you here, Rakesh. Okay, so here we will just give this check capture threat. If king comes here, we are already controlling this square, and then this is a check and mate on h8, right? So we'll go this check and this check and mate. Cool, we have solved 13 puzzles until now. And guys, keep supporting the stream by liking the stream. Okay. Okay, fine. So here our queen is being attacked by two pieces, queen as well as the rook is attacking. So what to do in this position? I think bishop is the one which can capture on e6, followed by it will be capturing on queen, and white will not be having that much time here to capture the queen, because then we will be piece up in that case anyhow. So I'll just go to capture here. Check capture threat is the most important thing. Okay, and we'll capture here. And okay, fine, no problem. If we capture here, you can see that if you calculate number of pieces on the board, black will be piece up in this position. So we'll just go for this one. Okay, fine. Our opponent has played this move. What to do? Okay, we have this check. Always count the checks. So this check is there. King might go to this square, and after that, what we can do? What can we do in that case? Can you give him a check? Yeah, we can definitely give him a check with this move. King will go to this square, and what do we have? Is there anything else also we can do? Rook is constantly okay. We have this check also. We should not forget about this thing. King will go to this square, and there is no satisfactory check after that. I need to think about it. Let me think which check looks good. This check or this check? King must go here because this rook is hanging. Guys, can you see this? In mobile, puzzle streak is not available, I guess. Only in the browser you can play it. In mobile application, it's not available. You need to open the browser. Maybe in the mobile, you can open the browser and then Google Chrome or something like that. Then you can definitely do it. Okay. So here, what to do, guys? We are under some pressure over here. This check is also one of the things which I was thinking, but the knight is the one who is controlling here, so we need to be very careful while playing this position. Have to be careful. Or is it just like we are going to win a pawn over here? Are we going to just win a pawn over here? I think it is just check, check, and this check. The king will come over here, and okay, we can give this bishop check, rook will capture, and then we can capture. We will be exchange up in that case. I think that should be good. There is nothing else we can, I don't think so there is anything else. So I'll start with this check and it should be good. Yeah, so we can give this check, and this check is also there, but if we give that check, nothing is going to change. So rook f6 check, king will come here, then again a check is there, the king is not having any squares, rook must capture, and then we can capture. I'll just check it out once again that do we have anything better. Well, I don't see anything better in this position, so I'll go for this check, and that's how we have solved it. Yep. Okay, guys, do you have any questions? Are you understanding these things? Just let me know in the chat, guys, because I want to solve these puzzles with you, not only the things like I'm just going to talk and explain everything. You can also suggest me the moves. Here the first things comes first, like we can give a check and the king will go here. Again, if we give a check, the king will go here, and fortunately the knight is controlling the e2 square, so if we give queen h1 check, then it's a check and mate. Okay, so we'll go here here, and this is a check and mate. Fine, it's a check to our king. Okay. That one was slightly tougher. Yeah, previous one was slightly tougher, but this one is kind of easy, I think, because the queen is the one which is attacking over here. Like this checkmate threaten is there. Only thing is that the knight should be removed, so we have a very simple idea that we can just capture the knight over here, and then followed by queen h2, and it's check and mate. White cannot really stop that thing, right? So we'll go further with this move. So check, and then this check. Okay, cool. Again, this is the similar puzzle which we were solving. We are already controlling this square, so only thing is that the queen will come over here, and it's a check and mate. So we are getting similar puzzles, but this time the rook is the one which is actually controlling this square, not the knight. So it's kind of a good thing for us. Yes, Saurabh and Adi is also here. Good to see you guys here. Okay, guys, I hope that you are enjoying the stream, right? So we'll give a check, and again a check, it's a mate. So we have solved 18 puzzles until now, which is a kind of a good score, I'll say. Okay, the king is completely exposed, the bishop is controlling this square, the queen is there, the rook can always come, and this queen is attacking this pawn. So what to do? Kind of interesting, right? We can give a check, the king is having only one square, that is on h8, and we give queen into f6 check, and it's a mate. बाजीराव पेशवाई सिंग धारे सर, पुण्यात तुमच्या अकॅडमीला लॉकडाऊन नंतर भेट द्यायला यायचे. नक्कीच नक्कीच. बट actually I'm not in Pune right now. I'm in my hometown. I'm staying in my hometown. That's a little bit quite far away from Pune. I'm staying in Parbhani, a place in Marathwada region. Yes, Gizmo girl, you are absolutely right. Rook g4 check should be given in this position, and again we give this check, and it's a mate. Okay, here what to do? The king looks a little bit oddly placed over here, and if you think about the check, then this is the first check which comes to my mind, and this also one of the check, but I will consider queen to c8 check, and if the king comes here, we can just simply capture the rook over here. So maybe black will play queen to d8. In that case, we have this check, king will come to e7 square, and then we can give queen e6 check. King has only one square f8, because then what to do? Like we have this queen f7, and it's a check and mate. So I have made a bunch of arrows here, so I guess like you have understood these things. And guys, do like the stream. I hope that you are enjoying and you are learning also along the way. So this is the puzzle. If you have understood this thing, then I will go further with queen c8 check. If you are not getting it, then I will repeat it once again. Just let me know in the chat. And Maharshi, yes, good to see you here. Hello. Chalo then. So I will just go for the check and it should be good, I guess so. And we will just capture the rook over here. That looks fine. Okay, the rook is there, this rook is there, and the king is stuck. King is stuck over here, and there is no check to our king. Okay, this check is something which might be possible in future. So what to do here? Okay, if the king moves, then it's a check and mate. Sorry. So we just need to move the king maybe to this square. That is the only good square, because we need to control this square also, and it's a check. The knight will come between and we can again give a check, and the king is stuck. It's just a check and mate. Sorry guys. So I'll give this check and it's a mate. Cool. What to do? Opponent has played this thing. Our knight is being attacked, and this rook is here, this rook is here, the pawn is also capturing on b2 square. So I think we can just give the check. Rook must capture, and we will capture, and the pawn will be queening, because this rook cannot really stop this pawn by any way. So we'll just go for rook into b2 in this position, and the pawn will be queening. Correct guys? Do you think that it's the correct answer? So after some time I will be taking thanks. So I'll be taking your answers also, but I think these are the easy puzzles, so we'll go a little bit faster over here. So I'll give this check, and I queen the pawn here. We can just queen the pawn, and that should be good enough for us. Again, okay, our queen is under attack, but as they say, like, even if the queen is under attack, the king is the most important piece in this case. And what to do? Check, capture, threats. These are the things which we need to know. And the first check which comes to the mind is this check. The king will come over here, then we can give this check, and the knight will come here, and again we can capture here. The king cannot really capture the pawn, because queen is the one which is supporting this pawn. Okay, so I think h3 pawn is protected. Everything is just check with the rook. Yes, Gizmo girl, you are absolutely right. The check with the rook, and it's just a winning position. It's just a check and mate. It is just a check and mate after this. Very good, very good, fair enough. Okay, again it looks like a check and mate in this position, I guess. So like, we can start with this check. The king will come over here, and we have multiple checkmates. We can give this check. The king will be knight will be attacking the king. Check. And okay, this check is not there because knight will be just capturing the knight. Thank you, Bajirao Peshwa, thank you very much. So we'll go for this check, and it's a check and mate with the knight. Very nice. Okay, so here what to do? Again, check, capture, threat, check, capture, threat. This thing should be ringing in your mind whenever you are solving puzzles, guys. This is a very important thing which you should never forget about. Okay, so here what to do? Okay, fine. So I think this check is the one which I will go for. The king has only one square, and then we can give this queen to b5 check, and it's a mate. Because if you don't do that thing, black is ready to give this check, and it will be a check and mate. So we have to act very fast. This kind of urgent positions are very important to solve, because it teaches us many things. Like, we have to find out the accurate moves, guys. So this check is there with the help of the pawn, and then this check, and it's a mate. Cool. That was for the previous puzzle. Okay, okay, fine, no problem. Okay, black is queen down over here, but as they say, like, knights, whenever they are there, we can do wonders with the knights. And one knight check I can already see here. This check is there, and the knight will be capturing the queen. Easy till now. Yeah, it's kind of easy, but maybe after some time it might get a little bit difficult. And after capturing the queen, how many pieces will be having? 2 knights, 2 bishops, means 4, 2 rooks, 6 pieces, and white will be having 1 less piece, and that should be good enough for us. I'll go for this check, knight forks, and then this. Cool. We are under check. Our rook is under attack. The move is quite obvious. We have to go back with the rook. attack the queen, because after some time whenever he is going to save the queen, maybe he'll play queen to e4, will capture the queen, and then the knight on e4 will be captured by the bishop, which is a hanging piece in this position. Cool hai. Okay. I will ask. Cool. Okay, when I will ask you, is it cool? Yeah, okay. I will ask you. Check, and as I already talked about, we are piece up in this position. So what to do now? 1 2 3 pawns, 1 2 3 pawns from both the sides. The rook is under attack. The rook is here. The pawn is supporting the rook. What to do? What to do, guys? What to do? I guess this one you might be getting very easily, because here if we capture the rook, the pawn will capture. Again we can capture the pawn, and if he capture, the king will come over here. The king needs to go back. The king will attack the pawn, and fortunately we will be supporting the pawn very easily here, and pawn up position is definitely going to winning position for white. So I'll go for this rook into e5. Yes, Maharshi, you are absolutely right. So we'll just capture rook into e5, capture this pawn, and we can capture over here, because after this capture, as I mentioned, even if the king is coming up, we will be supporting our pawn by 2 squares. Okay, yes, capture the rook, we'll capture the, and now we come back. Cool. Now what to do, guys? Okay, our bishop is under attack by this bishop, and black in this position just played bishop to b7, bishop to a6, attacking this bishop, thinking that the bishop is actually pinned. But white has a very nice move in this position, that this bishop is there, right, on this diagonal. So we can just play queen to c3, attack on g7. The pin over here which was there will be gone, and next move white will just capture the bishop on a6. That will just win a piece for white over here. So cool hai? Chalo. So we'll go here with queen to c3, and we'll just capture the bishop. Free piece guys, free base. Yes, exactly, queen c3 was the move. Again here white is attacking here. The pawn is also under attack. It looks quite easy that we are going to attack over here. So even if g6 is played at any point, we can play queen to c7, and then this check and mate will be possible very soon. So I think rook into b7 will lead to check and mate. What do you think, guys? Do you agree with me that white should just play rook into b7, followed by, if g6, then queen to c7, and just guys, if you are enjoying, if you are liking something, then don't forget to hit the like button. Okay. Don't forget to hit the like button. That will I'll really appreciate that thing. And the social media profiles are given in the link in the description, guys. You can follow me on any social media to get more updates about me. We have Incredible Chess Facebook page, we have Incredible Chess Instagram page also, and Twitter, and obviously YouTube channel is there by the same name, Incredible Chess. Okay, yeah. So I'll go for rook into b7. Okay, he's just giving up the queen, so we'll just get the queen. What to do? Okay, the king is here, the bishop is, this is a very classical example. This is a very classic example. When the bishop is controlling this square, the rook is there on this file, so it means that there is some kind of thing is there. The pawn is actually controlling this squares also. So it's a very classical rook sacrifice which happens after rook into h2, king into h2, and the queen will come to h8 square, and maybe bishop h6. Okay, maybe bishop h6 will capture that also. If the king g2 comes, then queen will come to h3 square, and it's just a check and mate, because everything is under control. So I'll just go for this one, and just play queen to h8, queen h6, and queen h3, check and mate. Maharshi, maybe some other time. Today is not playing time. Today is tactics solving time. So enjoy with me the tactics which we are solving. I hope that it will enjoy, and it will be helpful for you also. So here, what to do? This one looks kind of interesting to me, at least. Okay, we have the queen on this diagonal. That's a good sign, I'll say. The knight is over here. The knight can jump to this square, and we can give this check. The queen is under attack. If the queen comes on d4, we can just capture the queen. Still knight f6 check followed by knight into d7. We will be getting a piece, right? We'll be getting a piece in that case. So do you think that, guys, so knight e4 should be played? Do you think that we should go for the knight to e4 followed by knight f6 check? I think we should go, right? Yes, exactly. Shreyas, you are absolutely right. I think we should go for knight e4. Knight e4 should be played in this position. And okay, check is there. We can just capture. And with the knight fork on f6, we'll be getting the piece over here. White will be piece up. So guys, again and again, I'm going to tell you the same thing, that always pay attention to check, captures and threats. Okay, this is very important. Very, very important. While solving any puzzles, while playing in your games also, the ability to spot check, captures and threats very quickly is the sign of a good player. And one more thing I would like to tell you, that whenever you are playing any game, never forget about your opponent's check, captures, threats. That's also very important, because the checks, captures and threats cannot just be coming from your side. Your opponent is also going to give you some checks and captures. There will be a threat from your opponent also, so pay attention to it. Okay, so okay, Ravi Teja is also saying knight to e4. Yes, so what to do here? Okay, we have one move over here, which I can see the knight is being attacked, means being supported by two pieces. We are also attacking with one and two pieces. What we should be doing? The king over here looks very badly placed. That's what I will say. The knight can jump over to this square and there will be a knight 4. So I think we can just capture the pawn on f6, and then knight e5 check is coming, because if he captures back, then we can capture it, means we can play knight e5 and the queen will be gone. Yes, Ravi Teja, you are absolutely right. Maharshi, perhaps, yes, bishop into f6 looks quite strong here. There are no checks in this position, which will be troublesome for white. So I think we can just go for bishop into f6. Yep, very good. Newton, yes, bishop into f6 should be played here. And knight will come on e5 square with a fork, and we will win the queen in that case. Cool. Okay, the queen is here. Our queen is here. We are actually attacking the pawn on h7. The queen was supporting the pawn on h7, so we need to find out a good way to play in this position. What we should be doing is the question over here. What can we do? Okay, there are certain things which comes to my mind. One thing is, like, we can capture and play bishop at 6 check. If the king goes back, we can just capture here. We'll be exchange up at least in that case, right? Yeah, Gizmo Girl is saying, yeah, sometimes there is a mate in one threats from the opponent and you have to either play everything forcing or defend yourself. Exactly. We need to always find out threats from our opponent. And Shreyas is saying, sir, last week I crossed 1800 in rapid in chess.com. All credit goes to you and Saga sir. Kya baat hai? That's a really nice thing. Obviously, Sagar is doing great job. He is teaching many things to many people. But good to hear about it, that you are improving chess, and maybe this improvement will keep on going. You will improve a lot. Just keep learning, guys. Keep learning. My life, or there is some lag is there? I think there is some lag. No, I think I'm back. Queen g7, you mean to say bishop h6, right? Yeah, bishop into queen into g7, queen into g7, and we will be exchange up in that case. There is some fluctuation is there, I think, in the internet, but I think everything is fine now. Can you see me properly? Yes, Shreyas OP should be there in the chat, guys. Shreyas OP should be there. Yeah, so we'll go for this one, and we'll be exchange up. I don't see anything. Even if bishop comes here, bishop at 6, rook at 6, there is nothing. Yeah, so I'll go for this, and we'll give a check, and I'll capture the rook over here. That should be good enough. Okay, fine. So again, our opponent is doing something. Our queen is under attack, but this looks very easy because the pawn is attacking the queen. So we can first capture on f2, followed by capturing the queen, and okay, black is just queen up in that case. Even if this pawn is queening, we have knight as well as the rook, which are supporting the square on b8, and it should be enough. Should be enough. Yeah, there was lag, some lag was there definitely, and internet was fluctuating, but now I think everything is fine. Okay, so we'll go for this one. Queen to f2 check, and we'll capture the queen over here. That was easy. Okay, fine, the queen is over here. This piece is here. It is supported by the queen, so it's kind of easy. The bishop is at so controlling the square. We can play rook to b4, and bishop on a4 will be lost. Bishop on a4 will be lost because the pawn on c6 is being supported by the knight as well as the queen, so we don't need to worry about it. Adi is saying like, I also crossed 1800 last week. I wish these all things were on YouTube 6 years ago. Yeah, but we can always improve. We can always improve with hard work and consistency. Everything is possible, guys. So Adi, congratulations on crossing 1800. Yeah, so we'll go further, guys. We'll play rook to b4, and we'll just capture the rook over here. Again, a very interesting puzzle. It seems the bishop is there on this diagonal. The pawn on g2 is pinned, so we need to figure out what to do. Okay, the knight is over here. It is controlling this square, so I think this is just going to be a check and mate. Look at these pieces. They are just like the spectators in this position. Okay, these pieces are attacking over here, but it will not be that great. We can start with the checks. So we can just play bishop into g2, king into g2, queen g4 check. King has only one square, king to h1, and then queen f3 is going to be a check and mate. Oh, Nikhil is here, guys. Nikhil Dikshit is a very strong player, 2300 plus FIDE rated player. He is a FM also, FIDE master. Good to have you here, Nikhil. And recently I saw that Nikhil has started his own channel also. His name is, I think, Nikhil Dikshit only. The channel's name, I mean to say. Obviously I know Nikhil this long time, so you can check out his channel also. So we'll go for this one, bishop into g2 and a check, and we can give this check, and it's a mate. Yeah, okay, so what to do? This pawn is there, this pawn is there. The pawns are too much into it. We can just start pushing the pawns, but just pushing the pawns will not help you, because if you push the pawn, you can just capture bishop into c2. If knight into c2, king will capture here, and if you capture here, the king will capture. We will be having only one pawn. White is having actually two pawns, so we need to find out a better way than this. And what's the better way? What's the better way? I think we need to start with the knight check. Maybe king will go to this square or this square, king to this squares, and then we can push the pawn, and knight is having 1 and 2 squares, so wherever the knight moves, we can just push the pawn again, and it should be winning for us, because king cannot really do anything in that case. Even if king e1 comes or king e3 comes, the pawn b2, if he captures the pawn on c2, we can still capture b into c1, and black should be winning the pawn, right? So should we go for this thing, guys? Should we go for this thing? I think this was a little bit tricky one, but okay, they are going to give us some tricky puzzles, obviously, because we are on 37 number puzzle. Yeah, we are on 37 number puzzle, so it's important thing. So we'll go for this one, knight to b1, and it should be winning, and we will push the pawn to b2 square, and the pawn will be queening in that case. Very good. Okay, Shreyas is saying like, yes, he's just solved puzzles every day on both chess.com, Leeches, followed COB and most of the chess 24 top tournaments on Chess Press India, and also watch Atul Sir's old games analysis. Tactics are helpful. Yes, definitely. Yeah, so cool. So here we will go a little bit. Ajit is also there, guys. If you are new here, I would like to say that don't forget to like the stream. Even if you are leaving, send us a heart, or just like the stream, hit the like button. It will be really helpful. Okay, fine. So here what we should be doing, this rook seems to be a little bit oddly placed. The bishop is here, it is controlling this pawn. We are attacking the pawn on g2. If we capture rook into g2, then bishop will capture on g2. We have this knight fork also. So the bishop on f1 is actually overloaded in protecting the pawn on g2 as well as the e2 square. So we will be winning the queen for sure in this position. We don't need to worry about anything. We just start with rook g2, bishop g2, knight e2 check, and the queen is gone. Okay, so we'll go for this one, and we get the queen with the knight fork. Nice, that was kind of interesting. Okay, again this looks like a very urgent puzzle. Our opponent is crushing through. He has just captured the c7, but okay, we can capture over here on f3. King will go to this square, and then I need to think. We have rook captures h2. In that case, king will capture on f3. And do we have anything after that? We have to be very careful, because if we are capturing here, the bishop will be giving the discovered check at any point. So we have to be very careful. So after this check, king comes here. We need to find out a good way to play. What we should be doing. This one looks very interesting to me, at least. Guys, are you getting anything? Knight f3, king g2. And is there anything which we can do? Because we are queen down in this position. Knight e1 check is there, but rook will capture on e1. Okay, we have this check also, but rook will just capture on b7, so that's not a possibility over here. Oh, we have rook into f2. Okay, nice. Knight here comes here, then check, and king captures here. We have rook into f2. Nice. Usual. Thanks for telling me. Rook f2 I missed, because knight is supporting here. The king cannot really go anywhere because everything is supported. So nice. Knight f3 check, rook h2, and then we can capture rook into f2. It's just a check and mate. Cool. Yes, Newton, right about that thing. Okay, here the queen looks very exposed over here. The rook is also not having that much good square, so we can just bring the rook over here with the idea of rook f2, and queen g2 is a check and mate. Anyhow, if rook f2 comes, then queen into h2 is also a check and mate, and white cannot really stop all these things by any chance. Rook f5 is not coming. Even if queen e2 comes, we can still play rook f2. If we captures, we can capture. King captures here, king will queen h2, and if the king goes behind, okay, then we can capture the rook, or otherwise we can capture this pawn also, and we are capturing on a1 as well as miss. If king f3 comes, then queen into b2. The rook on a1 as well as the rook on e5 both are being attacked, so we'll be winning the rook at least in that case. Suffocation mate. Oh guys, you know so many names about the mates also. You guys are awesome. So I'll go for this rook a f8. I hope that you have got the calculation which I was talking about, and we'll go for this one, right? So let's go for this thing. 40 puzzles we have solved. That's a good number of puzzles until now. That's what I will say. But we'll go definitely a little bit more further also. Rook f2 direct, no. Rook a f8 is the good idea. And now rook f2. And we will be getting the rook for sure after king f3, queen into b2, and this is what I talked about. See guys, this example is very important, because here we were thinking a little bit more here, like we thought about 4-5 moves ahead, and that's what we need to do in our calculation. We need to go a little bit more and more further in our calculation. This is called as the progressive thinking. It's very important while calculating, because बहुत बार क्या होता है कि like we just leave the variation after 2 moves, like rook a f8 and rook f2 is coming, and after that we just leave. But ऐसा नहीं करना चाहिए. We should go a little bit deeper. So we already calculated till queen into b2, and that is kind of good. Like we have to play king f7, and okay, we are getting the rook on e8 for free. So this was a very interesting puzzle, I'll say. Till the end we had to calculate, and we did that thing with something interesting. Okay, this one is a very interesting puzzle. It is called as the changing the pilot. Okay, pilot means what? The one who is doing everything in the game, right? Means not in the game, but who is actually flying the aeroplane. So here pilot means what in chess? Especially pilot is related to the pawns. The pawn which is more advanced is called as the pilot in the position when the group of pawns are there. So here if you just push the pawn, we are not going to make any progress, okay, because he will just play this move. Even if you push the pawn, he will just play this waiting move, and at some point we need to play the king, and the pawn on h2 will be lost. Okay, so in that case the pawn is actually behind, so first play king to h2, change the pilot. This is called as the changing the pilot. We will be pushing this pawn now, because if he plays rook to g8, we'll push rook to like g3 pawn. If he captures king into g3, and the pawn will be pushing forward, and will be queening the pawn. Even if he doesn't do that thing, we have still have g2 pawn check, and then followed by we will be queening the pawn very soon. g3 g2 g1 queen. No, it's not that easy also, because they go if we play king to h2, rook g8, and then we play g3. If our opponent plays this move, then it's not that easy to understand like what to do in that case, because he has so many things like g2 check, king h2, and then we need to play king h1 followed by h2, and then we can play g1 check, and it will be queening, because directly g1 means rook will just capture on g1. We don't have that many supporters, but after g2 check, king f2, king h1, maybe this will be captured, then we can queen the pawn. Otherwise, if he doesn't capture, if he plays the rook over here, we play h2. If he captures rook into g2, f into g2, and okay, the pawn is anyhow queening, right? So remember this technique of changing the pilot. Okay, so I hope that you will remember it. So I'll go for king to h2, and that's how. Okay, we are just going to queen the pawn very soon. We give this check, king will capture, we play this move, rook will come here, and then we queen the pawn. Okay, this was easy, but we need to know these things. Okay. See, okay, fine. So we'll go further. Now it's kind of quite clear that we need to capture on f1, but after king h2, what to do? These puzzles are a little bit tricky, so we need to go a little bit further also in our calculation. So as we know that we need to go a little bit further and further. So after king h2, we give this check, rook h1, king will come to g3 square, which is the only square. Then we give bishop g4, bishop h4 check. King has only one square because it doesn't have this or this square, so we play h5, and it's a check and mate. So it's 1 2 3 4 moves checkmate, guys. So very interesting puzzle. If you agree with me, then let me know that in the end we are going to checkmate white's king with h5 move. I'll wait for a while. I'll drink a little bit water until you tell me. So I'm going to wait this time. I'm going to wait it this time. And let's see. Okay, Newton is saying yes. Newton is saying yes. Ujjwal is also suggesting h5 till checkmate. Ajit is agreeing. Shreyas is also agree. Okay, guys, we will go for this one then. Sab kuch cool hai, and we will go for this one. Check, 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 and check. Very good. Cool. Now, what we should be doing? Ujjwal, yes, exactly, same idea is there, same idea is there. So now here we can give this check. That's what I can see. Always calculate check, captures, and threat, no matter what type of position is there. Always think about this thing. Okay, our opponent is actually attacking the rook, but there is some discord attack is there on e8, so we can give this check. If the pawn captures here, then we can capture rook into e8 check. King will come over here, and okay, there is no particular checks, so we can give we can go rook d8, and we have this rook to h8 check and mate. Even if queen moves anywhere, rook h8 checkmate is there. If g5 is played, then we can play rook h8 check, king g6, and rook will capture the queen, and we will be piece up in that case, because after g into h4 we need to save our bishop on b4. So guys, we are thinking a little bit more and more further here in this position. In the end, after g into h4, if your bishop is not being supported, then the position will be equal. But fortunately we have this square, or maybe this square for the bishop, and we will be piece up in that case. So that's how much, this much depth you need to go in your calculation. This is the point of doing this stream, guys. Even if you learn this thing, that progressive thinking, going one move ahead, because yesterday Kasparov's birthday was there, right? The great player, he always used to say this thing, that somebody used to ask, like somebody asked him, like, what is the secret of your calculation strength, because it is considered that Kasparov was a like phenomenal player when it comes to the calculation. He always used to say this thing, that you should be always ready to, also ready, okay, always ready to, and your ability to calculate half a move ahead than your opponent makes a big difference. And that was the main difference between him and many players, that he was always half move ahead than his opponent. So we need to think a little bit ahead in our calculations. Okay, I hope you got this thing. Half a move ahead, don't stop at one point, go a little bit deeper. One half move ahead means your move ahead or your opponent's move ahead, half move. Okay, so we'll go for knight g6 check, and we'll capture over here. Many people will just stop here, but we are not going to stop this thing there. We need to go a little bit deeper, and I calculated these things also. There is no worry about this thing. And g5, we give this check, we capture here, and then we will save the bishop. Okay, cool. I hope that it's cool. Okay, now what to do? Okay, there are certain things which I can see over here. The queen is there. Okay. Okay, the queen is over here, the rook is over here, the knight is here in this way. What is half move? Half move is, in chess, white has half move and black has half move. That's how you complete the one move, right? So we need to calculate at least half move from your opponent's side or half move from your side. That's what we miss in our games. So half move in our calculation, that makes a big difference. Like we say, oh, I missed that move, just half move is there. Like you missed your opponent's idea, you saw your idea but you missed your opponent's idea, so that is like the half thing. Okay. Okay, here what we can do is maybe knight into g6 attacking the knight into e6 attacking the queen. If f into e6, then rook into d5 is there. If queen into e6, then rook e3, and we will be capturing the queen for sure here. We'll be capturing the queen for sure here, because there is no other checks in this position. I don't see. Knight into e6 is the best move. Yes, fluffy giant, you are absolutely right. Shreyas, knight f5 is not needed. Knight e6 will work in this case, I guess so. So we'll go for this knight into e6 and rook to e3. Okay, fine. So our opponent is pinning the knight, and there is some attack over here. So this bishop is attacking here. I think it's quite easy. We can play queen e4, attack the bishop as well as the pawn on h7, and okay, we are just going to win the piece. Bishop g4 is clearly the bad move in this position. This one is kind of easy. I don't know why they gave it at this point. So we'll play this move, and we will capture the bishop over here. Fine. So our opponent is just queening the pawn. That's what is trying to do, and our pawn is also actually going forward. So all we need to do in this position is maybe just play bishop to g2 or control this diagonal, and then a6, a7, a8 should be queening. Even if he plays a7, we can play a6. The pawn is not going to queen anywhere. The bishop cannot come on this diagonal. So okay, we are just going to queen the pawn. So we'll play bishop to g2, and that's it. We'll push the pawn. And we'll, okay, cool. Okay, this bishop is on this diagonal. The rook is also attacking on this diagonal. This file actually. The queen is there, I understand. This queen is here, so we have plenty of attackers over here. So we have two options, either to play rook into f2 or bishop into f2. So what we should be doing, I think rook into f2 will be good, because if he moves the queen, then obviously we have different discovered checks, and we'll definitely get at least a piece in this position. So I will go for rook into f2 because knight into e4, he has this move attacking over here, but the queen will be hanging in that case. Bishop into f2 will not give you anything. Rook into f2 will give you some things, because there will be a discovered attack in check thread. Means we have rook into a2 followed by rook into a1. The threats are there, guys. The threats are there, so we need to go for the threats. Okay. Yes, exactly, for discovery. Yes, discovered attack should be there. So, and white is not even having any attackers, so we'll play this, and okay, we are getting the queen over there. Okay, fine. So okay, this queen is actually supporting here. Means this bishop can always control this square, so we have this attack on h2. So maybe rook h2, king h2, and then we give the queen h4 check. King will go to this square. The bishop c5 will be coming, and if he plays bishop e3, we capture here. If rook captures on f2, we can capture rook f2, then queen f2, f2 check is there. And if king h1 or king h2, again we can come on h4 square, and it's a check and mate. So see, understand the geometry on the chessboard. Like, it's very, very important that the squares and the king safety and all these squares, these things should be understood while playing the game, while solving the puzzles also, guys. It's very, very important. So even if black is pieced down, white's king is very much quite exposed. So we'll go for this check capture threats. Always remember this, and we give this check, and again a check, and okay, we cannot capture with the bishop. That will give him lots of chances with king f1, but we'll capture with the queen, and this is a check and mate, because bishop is now controlling the g1 square. So this is just going to check and mate. Nice puzzle, nice answer. We have given this very interesting answer, I'll say. Okay, so what is there? The bishop is actually attacking on this diagonal. The rook is here, the queen is here. We need to find out a good way to win this game. So what to do? Okay, we definitely have this rook into g1, rook into g1, bishop into f3. If you play, the knight and the rook both, knight and the queen both are supporting the f3 pawn. So what to do? What to do in this position? And our opponent has this check. We should not forget about this thing, guys. We should not forget about this thing. Okay. Okay, I think like f3 needs to be captured with the rook. If he captures queen into e6 check, we can go to h8, and there is no check, and still the possibility of rook f2, this check, and this if knight into f3, then obviously we can play bishop into f3. Rook g2 means queen into g2 is a check and mate. So should we go for this thing, guys? This is our 50th puzzle, guys, and it's kind of interesting. We are like streaming since last 1 hour. In 1 hour we solved 50 puzzles, so it means that every 1 minute we are solving something. Obviously in between I was talking, so every 1 minute if you are solving something, it's a good you can say. Ashish Bagewadi, rook g2, no, rook g2, no, rook into f3. Yeah, rook into f3 should be played. That's what I guess. So here, so guys, we have solved 50 puzzles. At least 50 likes should be there on the stream. Okay. Keep supporting the stream, guys. This is the list I am saying. Bishop into f3 is forcing. How bishop into f3 is forcing? Knight into f3 will be played. No, then what do you have? You don't have anything. You don't have anything. Queen f3, then we'll capture queen into f3. We'll capture queen into f3, Ajit. Bishop into f3 is not forcing. Rook into f3 is forcing thing. And after that, see, you need to understand this thing, that white is actually piece up in this position. Black is the one who is piece down. So we have to take care of this thing. Okay. So I'll go for rook into f3. That looks the best move in this position. And then bishop into f3 and queen into f3, we are piece up. So okay, we have solved 50 puzzles, guys. So our today's target is done. Maybe we will continue this thing, because this is my exercise time now. Mohit, but sir, whatever you do, your choice. Okay. Yeah, but the point of streaming is like you should also understand the things. Okay, this one, last one we can solve. Maybe the queen is attacking the pawn on g2. There will be a discord attack on d2, and knight will be going to h3 square. It will be a check, and we'll be getting the queen on d2 free of cost. So I'll just play this move, and okay, we are going to get the queen for sure, and that's how we gave up the queen. Okay, interesting. Okay, again. Again, the queen is actually controlling all these important squares. Okay, the pawn is controlling this square, so knight will just go to this square. It will be a check, and queen must give up. Queen must be given up. Sorry guys. Yes, floppy giant, you are right about this thing. Knight will just go to this square and f4 square, and okay, we'll be getting the queen for sure. Okay, I'm not able to stop guys, but okay, we need to stop at some point. Rook e8 check, will rook into e8, rook into e8, rook f8. We capture, and the queen will be gone. And even if rook f8 is played, we can still yes, usual. I also need to go for my exercise. So we'll solve these puzzles maybe next time. Okay. Yes, views will be there. I guess so. Views will be there. So thanks guys. Thank you very much for being there today. We'll stream tomorrow also. So milte hain, and I'll be posting some videos. So guys, do check out the videos also which I am posting apart from the streams, because those videos are kind of interesting, and we will be starting with some new series of videos also. So do check out the latest videos guys. Do check out the latest videos. Yeah, rook is kind of overloaded. Rook is kind of overloaded in that case. So rook e8 is the first move which comes to the mind. I will give this move, rook f8, and we can capture rook into f8, king into f8, and then we have queen h8 check. King will come to this square. We can again give this check, and okay, rook into f8 should be given, and okay, we are getting some of the pawns. Let me check if do we have anything. Let me like solve this puzzle, then we will leave. Do we have anything better than this? Okay, there is no check at least, that's for sure. Rook cannot really capture, the king needs to capture, and okay, we have to give rook into f8 check. And okay, we have 2-3 options. We have this check, king will come to this square. We can play this move and play this move. Yeah, that's what I was saying, king f7, but he has this check. King will come here. Your king is also exposed. Like, you should not just think about checkmating your opponent's king. Your king is also exposed, so we cannot just play queen f6 and rook e7 fluffy. We cannot just play that move. We need to take care of our own king also, because rook c1, queen c1 check is coming, so we have to be very careful. Check, king will go to h8 square, and we don't have anything else in that case. So I think queen h8 check should be given, and we'll come here, and then we can again give this check. King will go to this square, and then we can maybe just capture here, and we are getting so many pawns and everything. I'll go for queen h8 instead of queen f6. Queen f6 doesn't look that cool. Yeah, queen h8, something which I need to play, even if it's a bad move. Anyhow, we are going to end. So queen h8 check, and we can capture this queen into h7, and we are getting so many puzzles. Okay guys, so fine, so we have solved so many good puzzles today, and it was a good training for your calculation. Maybe this will help you to improve your calculation guys. So see you. Did you like today's stream? Just let me know in the chat guys before I leave. Let me know, like, did you enjoy today's stream? That do you think that this kind of things, the streams which we are having, will improve your chess? Yes, definitely we will do something about club battle, but in my club also the members should be there. We'll do one thing. We'll have a club battle. I talked with Nuber long back, but that time I was not streaming for 2-3 months, but now I am back with the streaming. Definitely we will have a club battle. Yes, definitely we'll have a club battle. Yeah, nice stream. Okay, Adi liked it. Thank you guys. Before you leave, don't forget to leave some like. Okay. Okay, this one is similar to the previous one. This one is the previous one. Yes, Fluffy. This one is okay, guys. We are going to get mini puzzles, but we will continue the same part. Maybe second part we'll go for this one. Okay. So for today, I think it's enough. Still, I will solve this one. Still, I'll solve this one. All these puzzles are so easy that I sometimes feel like, okay, this one is also very easy. Check, and the rook will capture here, and it's a mate. And okay, I will try to solve a little bit faster because you guys are there. So we can give this check. King will come over here, rook will capture over here, the king will come here, and do we have anything? We can again give this check. Bishop will capture, then queen will f4 check, king will come to h5, and queen into h4 is a check and mate. Yep, I think it should be good enough. We give this check, rook will capture the pawn, and rook h4, this is what I was talking about, and bishop will capture, and it's just a check and mate. Very nice puzzle, actually, very nice puzzle. I'm going a little bit faster. Okay, we can give this check, that's for sure, and king will come over here. And do we have anything in that case? We have bishop captures, then knight will capture, for sure. It's not going to help us. It's not going to help us. Okay, we have this rook d8 and followed by rook into d5, queen into d5, and queen rook f1. If we play, then queen into d5 anyhow is coming. So queen f3 followed by rook to d8 is just winning position here. Queen f3 check followed by rook to d8 with the idea of rook into d5, bishop e3. Even if rook d3 is played, we can still play rook into d5, queen into d5, then bishop e3 check is there. Or should we go for something else? Do we have anything else in this position? Okay, this one looks very interesting. Somehow, guys, I want to leave the stream, but I'm still continuing because the puzzles are coming very interesting. The puzzles are very interesting, but still, okay, check, and knight will just capture here, so that's not cool. So no, today is our tactics solving, not playing session. So not today, maybe next time when I will not be doing this thing, we'll play definitely. Okay, rook d5 is the only move which I feel, rook d8 is the only move which I feel is the best. Queen d3 has been played over here, but what is there, like, okay, queen into d3 is there, rook into d3 is there, bishop e3 is also there. Bishop e3 means queen into e3, then queen into d1 is there. If knight into e3, then rook into d3 is there. Yeah, bishop e3 will work. Bishop e3 will definitely work in this position, and we capture the queen. Okay, enough, I think. Okay, again, this is very easy. Rook into h3, g into h3, rook into, no, not queen into h3. If king g1, then queen h1 checkmate. If rook h2, then queen into f1 check and mate. Okay, we'll go for rook into h3 and g into h3. Then it's just the rook on f1 is actually hanging. Rook on f1 is actually hanging. We'll play this, and this check and mate is there on h1. And this was easy. Bishop d6 is played. This is hanging. I don't know why our opponent is playing that move. Bishop into d6. Maybe this is the move which he wants to play, but we can capture over here. If queen into d6, then we can capture this piece, and we will be piece up in that case. I think here white missed bishop into c6. This is the move which he missed, I guess. So bishop into d6, and okay, we capture with the pawn, and we capture the bishop over here. Very nice. Oh my god, what we should be doing. Okay, this one is also quite interesting. The knight is actually supporting this squares, the bishop is attacking on h7, So bishop into h7, knight into h7, queen f7 check, king will go to h8 square, and knight g6 will be a check and mate. Knight g6 will be a check and mate. So we'll just play this simple move, and it's just winning. Queen f7 followed by knight to g6 mate. Okay, the queen is hanging over here, so we can give this bishop to e1 check, rook will capture, and queen into b5. We are just queen up in that position. What else to do? We give this check and we capture the queen. Okay, here white to play is there. We have this check, king will go to this square, and after that, do we have anything good? Do we have anything good? We can give maximum this check, king will come over here, and it doesn't seem good. Yes, a fluffy giant, you are absolutely right about that thing. Okay, we have this rook to h1 rook to h3 followed by rook h1 check and mate, and black cannot really stop anything. So we'll play rook h3 followed by, okay, we are getting a piece in that case. Okay, opponent has captured here, black has captured here. The knight doesn't look that good. This is the threat over here. Okay, that's a very small threat, I'll say. But okay, we can play queen f5, attack the c8 as well as the f2. If we give the check, then king can come to g3 square, and if knight e4, rook into e4, d into e4, and then we capture queen into f5. Yes, fluffy giant, you are absolutely right. So we'll play queen to f5 check, and okay, fine, we will be winning a piece in that case for sure. Queen f5 and king g3, knight e4, rook into e4. Okay, fine. Okay, this one looks, again, this check, king will come here, rook into c4, king into c4, king e7, king into c3, king into f7. If king d4, then king captures the pawn simply, and we will queen the pawn for sure. After that, we play this. Okay, we can actually capture here, but this pawn we need to support the pawn first, and followed by capturing the, okay, we cannot still capture the pawn. The pawn will be hanging. We can just push the pawn, and that should be enough for us. We just push the pawn, and again push the pawn. If you push the, this is called as the cat and mouse game. If push the pawn, king captures, king will play this move, and we play king f6. This is the cat and mouse game, or trebuchet position, which is given in the Dorosky's endgame manual. This is a very famous position, and white just wins the pawn endgame. Okay, fine, interesting again. Okay, here this check is there, king will come here. We have this check, and if the knight or the rook comes here, we can capture rook into g1, and it's a check and mate. He cannot really stop that thing. We'll play this followed by this check, and again a check, and now we give this check. It's a mate. 65 puzzles. Okay guys, I think like I'm going to keep on solving the puzzles like this. So I need to exercise now. It's been a long time, so thanks for being there. We will continue this streaming, we'll continue this puzzle streak. Next time we'll try to reach 100. Okay, we'll try to reach 100. So today until 65 is good. Okay, at least we can say like we have covered the chessboard now. 64 pura complete ho gaya. Okay, this is the last position. You think about this position and comment about the position in after ending the video. Okay, I'm going to end the video now. You comment about it, and we'll meet tomorrow. Okay, see you then. Good night guys, good night, see you tomorrow, and keep on watching the other videos also. And if you are new here, don't forget to like this stream, okay, and subscribe to the channel if you are new here. Yep. Guys, yes, these puzzles are we are going to keep solving, but we'll solve the puzzles for the next time. We'll try to reach 100. From 65 to 100, 35 puzzles more we will solve in the next stream. Okay, आज के लिए इतना ही काफी है.